In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Allah, and peace and blessings be upon His Messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, let me state that in Islam, the marriage of a man and a woman is not just a financial and physical arrangement of living together, but a sacred contract, a gift of Allah Almighty to lead the happy, enjoyable life and continue the lineage. The main goal of marriage in Islam is the realization of tranquility and compassion between the spouses. For the attainment of this supreme goal, Islam defines certain duties and rights for the husband and wife. First, the wife's rights, the husband's obligation. Because the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, have commanded kindness to women, it is the husband's duty to do this following. Consort with his wife in an equitable and kind manner. Have responsibility for the full maintenance of the wife, a duty which he must discharge cheerfully, without reproach, injury, or condescendence. The components of maintenance are that the maintenance entails the wife's incontestable right to lodging, clothing, nourishing, and general care and well-being. The wife's residence must be adequate so as to provide her with the reasonable level of privacy, comfort, and independence. The welfare of the wife and the stability of the marriage should be the ultimate goal. What is true of the residence is true of clothing, food, and general care. The wife has the right to be clothed, fed, and cared for by the husband in accordance with his means and her style of life. These rights are to be exercised without extravagance or miserliness. The non-material rights are: a husband is commanded by the law of Allah Almighty to treat his wife with equity, respect her feelings, and to show her kindness and consideration. Not to show his wife any aversion or to subject her to suspense or uncertainty. Not to keep his wife with the intention of inflicting harm on her or hindering her freedom. Let her demand freedom from the marital bond if he has no love or sympathy for her. The husband must teach her necessary Islamic knowledge or arrange for her to get one. Now the wife's obligation and the husband's rights. The main obligation of the wife as a partner in a marital relation is to contribute to the success and blissfulness of the marriage as much as possible. She must be attentive to the comfort and well-being of her mate. She may neither offend him nor hurt his feelings. Perhaps nothing can illustrate the point better than the Quranic statement which describe the righteous people as those who pray, saying, "Our Lord, grant unto us wives and offsprings who will be the joy and the comfort of our eyes, and guide us to be models of righteousness." Surah Al-Furqan, Ayah 74. This is the basis on which all the wife's obligations rest and from which they flow. To fulfill this basic obligation, a wife must be faithful, trustworthy, and honest. She must not deceive her mate by deliberately avoiding conception, lest it deprive him of legitimate progeny. She must not allow any other person to have access to that which is exclusively the husband's right, that is, sexual intimacy. She must not receive anyone in his home whom the husband does not like. She may not accept their gifts without his approval. This is probably meant to avoid jealousy, suspicion, gossip, etc., and also to maintain the integrity of all parties concerned. The husband's possessions are her trust. If she has access to any portion thereof, or if she is entrusted with any fund, she must discharge her duty wisely and thriftily. She may not lend or dispose of any of his belongings without his permission. With respect to intimacy, the wife is to make herself desirable, to be attractive, responsive, and cooperative. A wife may not deny herself to her husband, for the Quran speaks of them as a comfort to each other. Due consideration is, of course, given to health and decency. Moreover, the wife is not permitted to do anything that may render her companionship less desirable or less gratifying. If she neglects herself, the husband has the right to interfere with her freedom to rectify the situation and ensure maximum self-fulfillment for both partners. She is not permitted to do anything on his part that may impede her gratification. And now to my brothers and sisters, if you will follow these guidelines, you will have a blissful marriage, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.